West Ham host Newcastle on Monday night. Monday night football. Terrible for the Newcastle fans, but we had to do the same. But we've hosted Newcastle on Monday night. My name's Nick Hill, he's West Ham Fan TV. Dan Lawless is with me. We're going to be previewing the Newcastle game. Should Evan Ferguson be starting this game? Is one of them. Will Isaac risk 6 days before final? That's all to be discussed. Dan, welcome to the preview. Scott's off. He's ill again. So we're covering him for him. How do you feel about this one? Do you know what? 2 wins on the bounce, mate. I'm quite confident, you know.
I think the fact that we've got 2 wins on the bounce is hurting my confidence. It took us a year to get 2 in a row. Getting 3 in a row in the league. Is it too much to ask for? But, you know, if we stick to what we've been doing in the past couple of games and how we've been putting us out, I think we have an excellent chance. They're missing some players. Like you said, they've got a cup final on the go. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic.
Well, the thing is, I think we are 6 days away from the cup final, right? So when we play Monday, they play their cup final on Sunday. They got Man City, is it the cup final?
Liverpool.
Liverpool, of course, it's Liverpool. So Liverpool have just, they had a little bit of a scare earlier on, so they're going to have to be on top form to beat a Liverpool side, which makes me think, we've seen it. We played Liverpool before our cup final. Some of the players are not always fully focused on the game. I mean, in terms of Man City losing again, Forest pulling away a little bit, maybe their focus has come off that. I don't think that Newcastle can now catch Forest realistically, if I'm honest with you. Forest have to be collapsing. So maybe their focus will start to focus on this cup final, which gives me great confidence.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say happy birthday to Ray in the chat. By the way, happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a good one. And I don't know if you had what your birthday 11 was, but we did a birthday 5-a-side scene we did on Friday Night Pint. Go check that out. But look, I think with the Champions League this year, apparently there's like a 90-something chance that we'll get a 90-something% chance that we'll get that 5th spot. The Premier League will get the 5th Champions League spot. So they're still going to have an eye on trying to qualify for Champions League. However, this is their chance to end a 60, 70-year trophy drought, which is huge. So they're definitely going to have an eye on that. And Eddie Howe has sort of suggested that he'll play the team that plays on Monday will play on Sunday. Now, you can't always take managers at their word when they say these things, but he's probably going to look at both games as majorly important. I did a preview with some Newcastle lads earlier on their channel, and they seem to feel like Isak is going to start. They're confident he's going to start because otherwise it's Wilson. Wilson is all they've got as a backup. Yeah, so that drop-off is huge. And I think they're looking...
Well, to be fair, Danny, he ain't got a bad record against us, mate.
Well, no, but do you know what? Touch wood in that. He come off the bench when we went down to their ground and he did absolutely nothing. So I'm hoping he's finally starting to age out and those days are behind him. And they're missing Anthony Gordon. Obviously, he got suspended. That's a massive loss.
Yeah, huge loss. Yeah, huge loss.
I think they've got a couple of other players missing due to injury. So
and they are... What also gives me confidence, Dan, right? And maybe I'm just pulling at straws here, right? But they're not hugely inconsistent, but they can be beaten. They are, every now and then they will get beaten badly. I watched them get beat 4-1 by Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth is no mean feat, but that's at home, and you'd expect a team of their caliber to be beating them. We went and beat them under Lopetegui. So there are days when they're not quite on the ball, they have got vulnerabilities, Newcastle. And I've just got this feeling that this Monday night under the lights at Upton Park then, at the London Stadium, I just think we're going to have enough to get past Newcastle. I just think, and I'm not knocking Newcastle by any mean stretch of the imagination, but they are going to have an eye on the cup final. Every player there, especially seeing as Isak limped off against Brighton, he's going to have one mind in, is my injury quite right? Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm full of confidence. I'm full of confidence. But as I said before, I wasn't too impressed by the Leicester performance. We didn't get out of first gear, but a few people said to me, "Did we need to get out of first gear?" And probably not. That's probably not the case. So yes, I am. The Arsenal performance was phenomenal. They're going to be a little bit, as I said, one eye on the cup final, and we're going to be starting Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I think we definitely have to stick with the formation, the five at the back. Don't deviate from that now. I think it's been very successful for us. It'll be mad to go to a back four. The Newcastle lads seem to think that they're going to be playing a back four themselves because they've got 3 fit centre backs. So if they play the 3 centre backs, then one of them gets injured, or 2 get injured, then that's a problem. So I think that will play nicely into the 5 at the back. There's no reason to come into this game and change it. And yeah, I agree. We didn't need to get out of second gear. So this is going to be a bit more of a test. So I expect to see a lot more urgency. I expect to see a lot more fight, a lot more pressing, and like just a much better performance than we saw at Leicester, because we're not going to be able to do to Leicester what we're not going to be able to do to Newcastle what we did to Leicester. But yes,
listen, I don't know what the occurrences with Paquetá. There was reports that he may be back for this game, which would have been massive if he's another player that may be back for this game. Daniel Hallkrug. I completely forgot he existed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew that he was going to be back quicker than expected. I didn't expect it to be this quick. So I'll be surprised to see him. If he's back, he definitely won't be starting. But it will be a big boost because I think he suits this team perfectly. So if we can get him for that running, to me, if he can get fit, he's ahead of Ferguson, because Ferguson's still got to prove himself. And this is where it comes into Ferguson start, because he's been getting minutes off the bench. Potter keeps saying that, he's not ready to start. He's not ready for a full 90. We've had that extra break now between the Leicester game and the Newcastle game. He's come off the bench a few times. He hasn't, pulled up any trees, but he should surely be nearing fitness to where he can start.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he wants to play, and that's let's be honest. That's why that's why they've sent him on loan to us. They want him to play. We want him to play. He is a good striker. We've seen a couple of half chances from him as well. I thought he played very well when he came on. That Arsenal game, I don't think Kudus should have passed him, but he could have scored. And he had a couple of half chances, one against Leicester, and the one. What was the game before that? Where he had the half chance. Oh no, it was Arsenal. Yeah, it was Arsenal when he came on and he had the half chance when he turned on the ball and it hit a bit limply. He scores. I think he gets off to a it sort of kick-starts him, because he's a good player. We know he's a good player. At one time it was 80-90 million pounds being touted for him. He's got the talent, absolutely got the talent. I want to see him start, to be honest with you. But saying that, who do you drop?
This is the question. This is the question. A lot of the time, Scott often says, don't change a winning team. I don't think that's true 100% of the time, because there are times when you have to make tactical changes based on who you're playing. But, this team is playing really well. I mean, the only person that I could see, if we don't want to change formation, if we want to keep the formation, the only real candidate is Kudus. But he does so much legwork.
With all due respect, we need Kudus to start getting consistency. He was fantastic against us. He run his arse off against Arsenal. He was fantastic. Leicester, not so much. As we said, we struggled a lot this season, especially with when Bowen was out and people doubling up on him, and he's really struggling to find his feet this season. He was fantastic against Arsenal. Weren't great against Leicester. We really need to see him start to get some consistent run of games, and dropping him at this stage, I don't think will help him.
No, it won't. It won't. And look, he's still causes teams problems. Okay, he hasn't really been scoring or great enough, but he is a problem. Players target him when he's on the pitch, and they will put 2-3 players around him. So no matter what, and you have him on, he's causing problems. He's the one trying to make things happen. He never hides or drifts out the games. It's just things ain't really coming off for him at the moment, and he's not able to really. And he suffers a bit from the same issues that Bowen does in the selfishness sometimes. You could tell, and where he hasn't scored in a while, you can see how desperate he is to score. Yeah. And he's making bad decisions at times because he wants to score, whether there's someone else in a better position where he could lay it off to. And I think that's the problem.
He should have shot against Arsenal. Let's be honest. Last season, he would have buried that. He would have buried it. No, the keeper would not have had a chance. Obviously, he got a red card. I want to back him to score Monday, I'm going to back him to score Monday. I think he has a good game Monday. I think he scores, and I think he gets his finger off. Evan Ferguson, does he start? I can't see where he starts. I'd like to see him start, but I can't see where he starts. Don't get me wrong. If it's a disastrous game, I think the next game would be the one he starts. I want to see him start, but I can't see where he starts. And I want to give our players a chance. They're playing well.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's it. Like you said, he's not our player, and there's a very high chance that he won't be our player next season. So he doesn't get priority. We can't just play him to give him minutes and to start him. Like, look, he'll get more opportunity off the bench. I want to see more of him when he comes off the bench, and hopefully he can affect the game more. But it's not a priority really at the moment, because I don't want to see us change the formation. I think this formation is going to work well with Newcastle defensively. We're looking a lot stronger. I think maybe as Todibo gets more match fitness in him over time, maybe we can try a game, depending on the opponents, a back four with Todibo and Kilman as a partnership. But this game ain't the one.
Somebody I do like, and I want to give special props to, because let's talk about offering him a new contract, which... my feelings on it. I'm not too keen on but he's played very well in the games he's played. It's Aaron Cresswell. Aaron Cresswell's come in. He's 30. I think he's 37, or is he 35?
He's 35, 36.
35 years old. He's coming to the end of his career. It would be, I think, if he signs a new contract, 14 years that he would have spent at West Ham by the time he gets there. I think he came in 2014, and I think maybe it's 13 years. I don't know. Whatever it is.
Big Sam signed him, didn't he?
Sam signed him, yeah. He was a 2013-14 signing, I believe.
Yeah. For 14-15, wasn't it? I thought it was 14-15.
Yeah. So this is the end of his 10th year, and they're expending him, and I think they're offering him another 2 year. They want to offer him another 2-year deal, which will take him to 12 years at the club. Listen, great servant. I'm not too keen on giving players contracts like that, because we've seen it with Ogbonna, we see it with Zabaleta. They get used sparingly. And let's be honest, last season and this season, he isn't being used as much. Potter's come in and used him, but I'm sure Potter in the summer will be looking for someone to fill that centre-back position. It's not Mavropanos, but I can't see it being Aaron Cresswell long-term. Would you offer him a new contract, Dan?
So... the most I would ever consider offering him is a 1-year deal. That is only on the basis of when we look at all the positions we need to sign, and we do want to persist in playing this 5 at the back next season, we're going to need much more cover in that centre-back role. So I would not be looking at him. I'd not be signing him with any thought that he's a left-back next season. He would be a left-sided centre-back. So if Potter if he sees this is the formation going forward, and we're not going to be able to sign 2-3 more centre-backs, I'd give him another year, just so that's cover that we don't have to worry about, and then sign another centre-back. And then, because we got to prioritise, getting a striker in, at least one striker, at least maybe two.
Let's put it out. Would the chat offer him a new contract? Let's put that out before we carry on. Go on.
Yeah. So, but yeah, on that basis, though, would you, under any circumstances, offer him a new contract? Under any?
I said he shouldn't have been offered this one. I'm going to be honest. I said he shouldn't have been offered this one. So I'm going to say there's circumstances with and like Pew Houston, He makes a good point. He says, yes, another season, good squad player, help with the youngsters. Sometimes I do think we do that too often. But I don't think, these players, they're on big money.
Let's be honest. He's on 50 grand a week, Cresswell.
Still big money for someone that don't play. 50 grand a week is still a lot of money. And what I think maybe these fucking rumours are going around again, Sean Wexton, is that we're absolutely broke, apparently, and we're very close to FFP. Don't know how, because we sold Declan Rice for £100 million last year. So I have no idea how we're that close to FFP. And a player that doesn't play, I can't see the point. But
yeah, but you need bench players, though, Nick. You do need bench players.
You do. If we can't buy anyone, it may be the only option.
Yeah, because then we're saving on transfer fee, we're saving on agents' fees, and then if we sign someone else, there's a potential that they'll come in on higher wages than 50 grand a week, depending on, obviously, unless we're going to sign some youngster or some, risky gem. And the thing is, someone asked me, like, on the Newcastle thing, like, how much would you sell Bowen for? And I said, like, 100 mil. Because not that he's a 100 mil player, but the importance to us of, apart from Bowen, Cresswell is that other player that's been there a while that understands the club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've had these arguments for Declan Rice. What would you sell Declan Rice for? 100 million? Yeah. Not £100 million player.
No, but that's it. But it's like, imagine we released Cresswell and we sold Bowen. Who would be left that understands the club? The core,
the core of the club.
Yeah, and you lose a lot there. So I think having Cresswell as the old guy. I'm not saying that we must sign him. We have to look at priorities of what we're doing, and if you can justify another year, if Potter sees something and believes he can get another year as a squad player out of him, then I'm all for it. Otherwise, if we want to release him, then. By all means, like you got Soufal's contracts coming to an end, Ings, Antonio. So there's a few players up, and do you know what I'd seen as well? Souček could potentially go Everton. Like
Everton,
we want some serious money.
Yeah. I don't think Souček can Everton. I think he's too important for us to go to Everton.
Well, I think if the price is right, I think we'll sell him, but the price has to be like at least probably 20 mil.
What sort of money have Newcastle got?
Everton. Everton want him. Everton want him. I think he has to be around the 20 mil mark for a Souček.
I think that's too cheap.
You think so? How much are you saying for
40?
40?
Yeah, I think so. He's 30. He's just turned 30.
He's 30. How much longer has he got on his contract? He signed a 3-year deal in 2024. Okay.
There's a couple of years left on his contract. He's 30. He brings us a lot of important goals, Dan.
40 million is
and I wouldn't be selling someone like that to a rival. Let's be honest, they've been a rival. So
I don't listen, but then again, what's gonna depend on is if Potter sees him as integral to how he wants to play going forward, because that is a lot of money to turn down when he wants to rebuild the squad in his image.
20 mil these days is nothing. 20 mil gets you fuck all. Yeah. 30 years old, yeah, look, age isn't on his side, right? But he is important to us, and they're a rival. I wouldn't want to sell
something. You say 20 mil is not a lot. This is something I didn't realize, and I found out is if we was to sell Souček, we would get 20 million. That 20 million pound would be pure profit, because how it works, although he's not an academy player, because he's signed a new deal and his existing deal, he's been here longer than his existing deal, we've basically paid off the transfer fee, the original transfer fee. So we've paid off the original transfer fee. So in FFP and PSR, if we sell him for 20 odd mil, they're looking at as pure profit in FFP.
I would take 40 mil for him. 40 mil is a lot of money. 20 mil doesn't get you a lot, but we are skin, yeah. But if we can't buy anyone, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, he is settled here again. He's another one of them players. He's been here for 5 years. Yeah. He's another player that does understand the core. He loves us. sometimes we don't love him as much as he loves us, but he does love us. He's very happy playing for West Ham. And David Moyes does like that type of player. He used to like Fellaini. He took Fellaini with him from Everton to Man United. He likes that sort of tall player, in and around the box. And he had the best seasons under David Moyes. Yeah. So I would say he knows the type of goals he's going to get. 40 mil or nothing, or fuck off and go and get someone else.
40
But they got the money. But there we go.
But then this is it. Is the money more important to us than having Souček? Like I say, you're right. It does pop up with goals, but this is a new approach. Potter wants to build a younger team.
Approach. I understand that.
He wants to play with the ball a bit more. He wants us to move the ball quicker. So again, it's if Potter can look and say, because listen, I'd keep Souček off the. I said at the start of this season, I think off the bench he can have a big impact. But 20, 25 mil or something like that would be of pure profit.
We do need some athleticism in that midfield.
Yes, there isn't
proper
strength, pace, power. That's what, and that is a key area, that midfield. We need to look to.
Let's be honest.
We need an Onana. Maybe we could do a swap deal. There you go.
He doesn't belong to them anymore. He plays for Aston Villa, Daniel.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I completely forgot.
I'm sure they'll do that swap deal, no problem.
Yeah. Emerson could be, apparently he might be considered to be sold in the summer. He might be up for sale. So there's a few players that we're going to look to try and use to raise some money. So it's going to be out of that squad. Who have we got that have any value that we could sell and generate some income? And Souček is definitely one. Emerson's one. And, we're going to probably end up getting bloody what's his face back. What's the player we fucking loaned out? We got from Burnley. What the fuck? I've forgotten his bloody name. That's Cornet. Yeah. We're going to end up getting him back, aren't we?
I've got a feeling, mate. I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be totally honest. Either Paquetá or Kudus will go this summer, and all of that money problems will be.
Well, this is the problem, though. If Kudus, if Paquetá has this, we've got a 3-week trial. If he's found guilty and he appeals it, which he will appeal it, this is going to go on longer than the summer. So it's going to be up to someone
to take a chance.
Yeah, they're going to have to take a chance that, do you know what? We believe that he'll win this appeal. So we're going to sign him. But for us, we shouldn't allow that to take a cut price deal. Also, hearing that Potter is keen to have a Gerd back in the summer and feels like he can do something with him, which would save us signing a centre back. And I think it'd suit him in a back three or playing in more of a possession system, playing under Potter. I think Aguerd, who's been excellent by the reports in Spain, I think he would fit in nicely. So that's also
I'm sick of these fucking reports when people go on loan, because they all seem to be fucking excellent as soon as they leave us. Look, we sold Haller, he was excellent. We sold Scamacca, he was excellent. We sold a couple of players. Vlasic was excellent when he left us, apparently. Yeah. So I wish we didn't get these reports. I saw Zuma the other day playing in a testimonial.
Bloody, whose testimonial was that?
I think it was like a Rennes. I don't know, maybe like one of the smaller clubs. They played against like a Legends 11. They had who did they have playing for, like Fat Ronaldo and all of that sort of thing. Got absolutely fucking rinsed. Fat Ronaldo scored that trick.
Oh, fucking hell. Cornet apparently scored the other day for Genoa.
He did.
Hopefully he can do that and raise some money.
But let's have a look. Let's look forward then, Dan, before we wrap up. Score predictions for this one.
So before we get that, we're both saying keep exactly the same starting lineup.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There is a few people talking about bringing Paquetá in for Souček. Now, to me, I don't know how fit he's going to be in terms of starting. If Potter's confident that he can go straight back in, and that's the only change I would make. I think Ward-Prowse has done really well, so I would like to see him stay and maybe Paquetá for Souček. But at the moment, I would just think about keeping the team the same, unless, like I said, Paquetá's fully confident. But I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. Red 5 said he's got a draw written all over it. and I don't disagree, but I'm feeling it. So I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. Do you know what? Someone said in the chat, Ward-Prowse free kick. I predicted that on the Newcastle channel. He's got a bloody score one sometime.
Yeah.
It's been fucking, it's like that Titanic bloody thing. It's been 70 years. That mean, come on.
Yeah, he will get one before the end of this season. But I'm going to go 2-0. Same scoreline as at St James's Park. 2-0. Another clean sheet.
Is that based on that? Is that based on Isak not starting, or just regardless, whatever team?
Regardless, I don't think they're going to be at full pelt, Dan. Look, you can't be going into a cup final in 6 days' time and be fully focused on a game of football because they don't want to get injured. Somebody said they're going to be like a wounded animal. They've got a cup final coming up. Cup finals, do you remember the Liverpool versus West Ham game at Upton Park when Alonso and Mullins got sent off?
Yeah.
For the cup final, 0-0. No, neither team want to go out there and strain themselves.
No, they're going to want to be in that cup final. They're going to want to play in that. And exactly. If the last thing they're going to want is an injury, it's picking that up. So, and against Liverpool, they know they're going to have to be at fucking 200%. Never mind 100%. They're going to have to be all
it's
completely.
A great chance for them. This could be. This is what kicked off the Man City reign when they got all their money. The League Cup, just a cup, just a cup. I think it was the FA Cup for Man City, but just a cup, and it kicked off what it is. They need something. They need something.
And it's not that long ago since they lost the cup final. Didn't they lose one? Was it last year or season before?
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, last year they lost to Man United.
So that is going to be fresh in their minds that they're going to want to be at full pelt for this final. So. Yeah, look, we've just got to take full advantage. We've got to be completely on it. We have to realise that we're not the team that came and played us last in the last game in Leicester. It's going to be a completely different animal. Even though they've got an eye on the game, they've got so much more quality. They're much better organised than Leicester, and they're just a much bigger threat. So we have to be sharp, switched on, and work our asses off.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes, I'm going to say 2-0. But there you go. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section down below if you're watching this afterwards, after the fact. And we'll be back on Monday night with all the fan cams and the build-up towards Newcastle. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining us. One thing left for us to say. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.